good looking lemons. Look at these. You have big grown fruits, good looking lemons. I think I can see one or two or three. One and two.
It's Saturday morning. Today we are hosting family for a late breakfast or almost like an early lunch. We've just started the preparations. It's quite cold and wintry outside, so we are hoping for a very cozy indoors time together today. It's still quite early and I'm starting with pre-shaping the sourdough. I plan to bake 2 loaves for today along with a few other things, and I decided as I go to take you along with me during the preparations. We don't have much time before everyone arrives, so I hope you will enjoy coming along for these busy yet cozy moments. In today's video, there is cooking and baking, a crochet pattern update, and plenty of freshly picked kumquats from our balcony garden. Welcome and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Moran, sharing gentle moments of daily life here in Israel. I hope this video brings you some calm and inspiration. I plan to make a goat cheese and sweet potatoes pie today. I made the dough yesterday to save some time and try make things easier this morning. I just took it out of the fridge. It's still cold, so I will let it warm up a bit on the counter. The first sourdough loaf is ready to go into the oven. I usually cool my sourdough in the freezer for a few minutes before scoring and baking. Today it's cold, but the oven is heating up and the kitchen is getting warm, so it's still a good idea to put it in the freezer. Now it's out and ready for scoring. The pie dough is pretty simple. It's just flour, butter, egg, cold water and a pinch of salt, all mixed in the food processor. I used to make this pie a lot before we started the low-carb lifestyle. It's delicious and my mother-in-law really likes it. Coffee is ready and I want to sit and enjoy it with Eyal, but I want to spread the dough in the pie dish first because it needs some time in the fridge before I can continue. It's been a while since I made it, so my hands feel a bit rusty. It's Saturday morning, usually the quiet and peaceful time for Eyal and me. The boys are still sleeping and we try to enjoy the calm before the busy day. Eyal is checking the automatic translation on my vlog that will be uploaded later today. That's our usually Saturday scene. The first loaf is out of the oven, the second coffee is ready too, and I'm preparing the sweet potatoes for baking. Just sprinkling them with some olive oil, salt, and herbes de Provence. While the sweet potatoes wait for their turn in the oven, I am making the cream filling for the pie. I'm mixing about 600 grams of heavy cream with 3 eggs and 2 tablespoons of flour. The second sourdough loaf is out of the oven. Now it's time to give the pie a short bake before assembling everything. I keep my recipe book pretty close because I haven't made this pie in a long time and I don't want to miss anything. We are running out of time. There is still a lot to do and we both need to take a shower. At this point, I realized I didn't prepare enough sweet potatoes for the pie, but luckily we have some steamed ones left from yesterday. I just thank the God of the sweet potatoes, keep calm and carry on. Eyal takes care of the dirty dishes and cleans up so the kitchen looks tidy with no signs of the rush when the guests arrive. As always, none of our guests came empty-handed, so the table is full of good and maybe too much food and lots of good vibes. It was an early start today, weaving in all the yarn ends on my second crochet bandana. It's a new pattern I'm working on. I'll tell you more about it later. I didn't sleep well and almost skipped this workout, but I'm so happy I didn't. I really needed it. It can take me days to recover after a social event, even a good one. Saturday was wonderful and full of energy, but I still find myself replaying everything in my mind. And I ask myself, did I say the right things? Was I a good enough host? Did I give enough attention to everyone? Then there are the questions about how I eat, and I'm not always ready to talk about it, and I feel the pressure. It's strange how a good day needs so much recovery, but my mind just won't stop processing the details. If you feel this way too, please share your experience in the comments. Know that you are not alone. It's okay to need rest, even after a lovely day. And I'm so glad I worked out today. I can really feel the positive impact on my mood. starting to make lunch. Today I'm making a meatball stew that I made a few times with you here in past vlogs. It's a warm, comforting dish really perfect for these rainy days. Cooking something nourishing helps me feel grounded again. There is something healing about being back in the kitchen and focusing on my tasks. I'm such a routine creature, and spending time at home is simply my happy place. I have about 800 grams of ground beef for the meatballs. I'm adding 1 chopped onion, some parsley, a tablespoon of psyllium and 1 grated zucchini. The psyllium and zucchini replace the breadcrumbs you usually find in meatball recipes. I'm also adding 3 eggs and some salt. I let the meatball mixture rest in the fridge while I prepare the rice and make the sauce. The boys love to have this dish with rice. The sauce for these meatballs is pretty simple. It's vegetables and tomato sauce. I usually just use whatever I have in the fridge, but guess what? I have no idea how this happened, but the footage of me making the sauce is gone. I'm sure I pressed record. I clearly remember doing it, but it disappeared, and I don't remember deleting it, but it is what it is. So for now, let me just tell you what I did. I started by sautéing onion and leek in tallow, then added mushrooms and broccoli to the pot. I added a big jar of crushed tomatoes and a celery stick, some cumin and salt, and let it boil. Then I lower the heat to let it cook low and slow for about an hour or so. I usually don't measure the time, I just give it the time that I have. This gave me plenty of time to finish rolling the meatballs and spend some time in my craft room, but somehow this footage was also gone. I'm also making a simple cabbage salad for today's lunch. It's such a simple yet so delicious. I will just add olive oil, fresh lemon juice, salt, and a sip of apple cider vinegar, and that's it. And as I cook, I feel like trying stuffed cabbage for the first time, so I put a few cabbage leaves in boiling water and stuffed them with some of the meat. I've wanted to try making this for a long time, so today is my first trial here with you. I think you can clearly see I've never done it before, but my mom used to make stuffed cabbage for us quite often. So I guess I have some working hands memories to help me along here. This meatball sauce is so rich and delicious that even when the meatballs are gone, which happens very fast with 2 teenagers, I use the leftovers to make shakshuka out of it. It turns out so good that I had to take some footage from 2 days later to show you how it looks. I have such a strong memory of my beloved grandma doing this with leftover stews, and every time I make it, I feel like she's here with me. Hello everyone! I just came into my craft room to get some work done on a crochet pattern that I've been working on for quite a while. I hope you enjoyed the vlog so far, but now I just wanted to make a little pause, open up the camera and give you a little bit of update, because I really thought that this pattern is going to be already out, but somehow I don't manage the time and I don't manage, to get it out in the time that I wanted. But on the other hand, there is no rush. It will be out when it's ready and when I'm ready. Anyways, today I plan to make some progress on it, and I thought to come here, chat with you and give you a little update about it. I'm actually now busy finishing the 4th one. So let me start with what I'm making now. I think it was a few months ago. I think if you saw the previous vlogs, you know exactly when I started to crochet myself a crochet bandana. And now I'm making the 4th one. The 4th one, it's a very, very simple, easy and quick project to make. And yeah, this is the 4th one. I'm almost done with it. And this is made by, let me show you the label. It's made out of Joel by Lang, color 83. And I'm almost done. I just have to frame it. It's almost the traditional simple triangle granny triangle shape, and I'm finishing it with 2 different borders, one at the upper part, which uses the same color, the main color, and then with a contrast color I'm adding an edging on the other triangle edges. So this is the fourth one, and unfortunately the yarn was a little bit shorter than what I expected, but because we will get into what the other ones that I made, so I can tell you. Anyways, this one I'm going to block it as I did with all my with all the four that I made so far. I'm going to block it, and it's also recommended in the pattern before adding the contrast color edges. So this is what I'm making now, but when I first wanted to make myself a crochet bandana, I just started to make something for myself without any, I didn't know it's going to be a pattern, and I use whatever I have in stash, and if you are not new here, you know I don't have a lot of stash. It's a disadvantage for a designer, but it's always a struggle for me because I don't like to pile up a lot of wool in my stash. I like to keep my studio simple and not stuffed, not too packed. It's the right thing for my mental thrive, if this is the right word to say. Anyways, when I just started, I grabbed what I have in stash. During a few collaborations that I made with Mayak Fibers, they were very generous with the yarn that they sent me. So I had 2 balls of actually one of my favorite yarns in the market. It's their Fior di Lino, which is a blend of wool, baby yak, and linen, and it has a gorgeous drape. So this was the first one that I made, and it followed exactly the traditional triangle that you know, that it's, you know, the traditional triangle. As you know, you can find a lot of patterns for the traditional triangle, but as I made it, I felt that the selvages of the piece are too how do you say, are too stiff for me. And so I thought, oh, maybe I will block it before going forward and adding the contrast color edging. And then also after blocking, it came out too stiff, the selvages. It's not the yarn fault, it's the fault of the crochet triangle construction. And so I thought immediately I will try to make another one and maybe change something in the traditional triangle, granny triangle. So I started to make the second one using Aweta by Filcolana. I don't think I have a label of this color, but I will leave a number of the color on the screen for you. And this was made by 2 balls of Aweta by Filcolana, which is a sock wool, a wool, and I think maybe 20% nylon. And I made the changes that I wanted to make in the selvage stitch and both sides. And I felt this is exactly what I want to feel, you know, in terms of the finished piece, accessory. And when it came out of blocking, it felt even nicer, and the drape became very, very beautiful, and I really, really like the result. And then I add the framing with the contrast color. Let me show you how it looks. Yeah, so this is the result. And the reason I told you about this one, which is made by Joel by Lang, yeah, lovely, I love it, I love it. And this one that I'm making now, I'm finishing now, it's made by Joel, with Joel by Lang, which is supposed to be exactly the same yarn, and the label says it has 210 meters in 50 grams. This is made out of 2 balls, this is made out of 2 balls, and they are completely different sizes. So it's a little bit frustrating because I wanted to get this color in this size, but this one, it didn't have 210 grams for 210 meters in 1 ball for sure, because it's hard to measure these balls because they come with this inside. So I don't know if they on the label they say they have 50 grams on each ball, which is 210 meters. It's the same what it says on Aweta by Filcolana, but you know, how do you say? The result is that this one is much bigger than this one. Like this one has 4 more rows extra than this one. So anyways, I will go ahead, block it and see if I'm happy with it. Before adding the edging, I will anyway block it. This is what I will also recommend in the pattern. And I also made myself one using cashmere by Cardiff and yarn I had in my stash. Unfortunately, I only had 2.5 balls in my stash, so I used what I have, and it came out even smaller than the one I'm making now. It's not blocked yet. I really have a size in mind for this pattern that I want to achieve. That will be nicer and easier to, you know, roll like that on your neck, or maybe tight in front to have, you know, like a lovely drape in the front of the torso. So I'm very, like, I have a size in mind, and this one is too far from the size. I unfortunately didn't have any more, just 2.5 balls. And the Monday girls, they already, almost all of them are making this pattern. So actually, when I first started making this pattern, I making this scarf, I didn't think about a pattern, but when I saw the reaction of the Monday girls, they immediately wanted to start making one for themselves, and they also mentioned it's gonna make lovely gifts. I said, okay, I will have to write this pattern down and to publish it and to share it with you as well. All of them said that they will check in their stash, maybe they have, because I only want to have a half more balls of this color 676, and I couldn't get any. I tried to, you know, try and order something from, I couldn't get it anyway. So I thought maybe I can end it with a different contrast color, and it's gonna be, you know, another, it's gonna open up options to other makers. And so I used different cashmere color that I had in my stash, but I am not sure. I'm not sure about that. I have to give it more time to, you know, think about it and see if I like this option. Anyways, the Monday girls and myself, we all ordered more yarn for these because we are making more and more of them. So I have another, I think it's a Lang cashmere ordered from Wool and Company shop, which I don't know if we don't have any issues with Iran now, with the situation now. I hope my shipment will arrive on time. Finger crossed that we are not going to experience another war situation. Finger crossed. I pray. And so I have a shipment on the way that is including 3 balls of cashmere, so hopefully I can make myself another one made out of cashmere, because I know I will enjoy it made out of cashmere. But anyways, I thought, you know, there are a lot of disadvantages for a designer, or when you have a pattern in your mind and you don't have a lot of time to work on it. It's a big disadvantage, but it's a struggle for me to, I have to accept I can only do what I can do. And I hope it will be ready to send to my tech editor soon. But there is also advantages. There are also advantages like in any situation in life. I didn't have the time, but I had time to let it sink, the idea. And by the time the idea sinks in my busy premenopausal head, I thought maybe it's gonna be a perfect pattern for one skein. It's gonna be a perfect one skein pattern. So I went to my stash and found these two This one I just got in a shipment that we ordered together with the Monday girls, and this is hedgehog fibers hand-dyed wool sock. The color is rusty nail, and it's 100 grams skein with 400 meters. It's 90% merino wool and 10% nylon. And this one I think is going to be the next one that I'm going to make for myself. First, because I'm in love with the color, simply in love with this rich, deep color. And then I can also test for you before publishing the pattern if this is a pattern for one skein. So I'm going to test this one next. I am not sure if I want to have a variegated option, but maybe I will. If I will, I think this is the yarn that I'm going to use. It's Zakami yarn. It's a merino 4-ply color To the Moon. Yeah, and it's also, I think, let's see, it's 100% fine merino fingering weight superwash, 400 meters, 100%, 100 grams skein. So yeah, I think I managed to open up the camera and squeeze in a few minutes, not a few, but yeah, to share with you all this information about this new crochet bandana I'm busy writing, and yeah, to let you all know that it's on the way. Hopefully it will be out soon, and when it's out I will give all the details, and I already included in the pattern all the details about all the samples that I'm making, and I hopefully will be able to make to include footage, because last time we met I didn't take any footage on the Monday's meeting. It's not always flowing very easily, but I will try to include also samples from what Monday makers made out of this pattern, and I'm thankful for them for pushing me to write it as a pattern and get it published and share it with you as well. So yeah, this is it. I will now continue editing this vlog, and yeah, but I will not leave you here before say a huge thank you to all of you for being here, but also for leaving such a lovely heartfelt comment and sharing your experience with sleep disruptions. I'm so happy I chose to share it with you. I get so many good advice from you, and also so many people that say in the comments, it's so great to know I'm not alone in this struggle. But as one of you wrote, and I really appreciate it, I don't remember the name and I'm so sorry about that, but one of the comments said, Moran, just let it be. Do everything you can do, eliminate caffeine, and try to, you mentioned so many good advices, and a lot of it I'm already doing, but this comment that just said, let it be. This is do what you can do, and what you cannot control, let it be. Go out of bed when you wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. at the middle of the night. Go out of bed, maybe crochet or knit a little bit, don't get to your phone, or maybe do some breathing or some gentle stretching, and let it be until you feel tired. The only issue is that I'm very connected to my 5 a.m. morning routine, and when I'm not sleeping so good and I have this long break in the middle of the night, I don't manage to wake up at 5, which, shift my entire morning routine, but it is what it is, as one of you wrote to me, and I'm very thankful for you, for all your advice and everything you wrote and shared in the comment section. I really appreciate you.